Yo. Alright, we here. What's up? Hope everybody good. Everybody good? We good? Everybody made it? Alright, bet. I want to get into this motherfucking Dame Dash shit. His latest interview, I think it dropped like 15 hours ago. Something like that. Fire though. But let's break this down and get into a few talking points. Just a few. Let's see what's up.
That whole stint of your career, the Roc-A-Fella chapter, do you have any regrets surrounding that when you look back and think, I wish I'd done that differently? I wish someone had told me this thing.
That's Roc-A-Fella. That shit is art. Why would I want to mess with that? Look how it's impacted the world. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there'll be certain things that just because I know better, I do different. But who cares, man? I was like a kid.
What are those things? If you were giving me advice.
I wouldn't have been so generous with Jay. It was more friendship for me and money for him. And I always felt that, but I ignored it a little.
You regret ignoring that?
I don't regret it. I wouldn't have let certain things happen because I didn't think they could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would never do that. But he did things that I thought he would never do. So now I would be like, oh, he would do that. And I would make sure it didn't happen. So Roc-A-Fella would probably still exist right now.
I made those mistakes too.
It is what it is. Actually, the life that I got after Roc-A-Fella was it's been so fulfilling, and I've had so much fun. You know, I just opened up art galleries all over the world and made music with cool people, and I just been doing cool shit for the last 10 years.
I was compelled by what you said earlier when you said Roc-A-Fella would still exist.
Yeah. Okay, you tell me what was the end of Roc-A-Fella and why it happened.
From what I understand, and again, this is just what I've read, there was a dinner that took place between you and Jay, where Jay wanted to sell Roc-A-Fella to Def Jam.
No, that's not what happened.
Okay, well, there you go.
We met at dinner because I had heard from L.A. Reid that Jay was like, I'll take the job of president, but Damon and Biggs can't be down with Roc-A-Fella. And L.A. Reid was like, yo, and I thought John McNeely had said this shit. I was like, Jay could have never said that. And we went and he did me like public place, the whole shit, and told me this shit. And I was just like, fucking serious?
Jay told you that?
He said, yeah, I want to be looked at as a businessman. And as long as you're around, I can't be looked at as a businessman. But I was like, what's that got to do with Roc-A-Fella? So he was like, yo, y'all can have Roc-A-Fella, but just give me my reasonable doubt masters back. I said, let me think about it. And I went and did a screening of The Woodsman. And I was like, yo, come with me to the screening so he could walk the carpet. He's like, nah, you're all dressed up. And I was like, this nigga never helps. But my point is, regardless of what, Roc-A-Fella still existed. It's just I didn't run it. So why isn't there still a Roc-A-Fella?
Roc-A-Fella was sold, right? In the end?
It was sold, but they gave Jay to run Roc-A-Fella. So Kanye was still there. Everybody was still there. Why is there no more Roc-A-Fella?
You tell me.
Well, usually when a rapper runs other rappers, it doesn't happen. It doesn't work no more. It just means there was no Roc-A-Fella unless I run it. That's it. So I would have continued to run it. I wouldn't have put that, I would have dealt with it different.
And how when you're going forward in like...
But I didn't want to run Roc-A-Fella no more. I was done with that. At that time, I was already at Rockware. My office was not, I wasn't fucking with music no more.
And Rockware was making a lot of money, right?
Yeah, but it was just more, I was just inspired. I was just sick of being in that building and dealing with dumb shit. I was done with the music business. I wanted to do fashion. I was done with it. So I looked at it as an out. Like, out of obligation, I would have still ran Roc-A-Fella because I gave my commitment. But because they was acting silly, I was like, yo, take it. I want to go anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But,
How do you feel towards Jay-Z now?
I don't feel nothing.
No bad feelings, no good feelings?
No feelings. I deal with feelings and they would probably not be so complimentary.
He's obviously achieved, tremendous success in all he's done in multi-industries and all that kind of thing. What is it about him that you think has put him in that position? His characteristics?
I don't want to talk about Jay.
You don't want to talk about him?
Not really. like, you know, I know what Rockefeller was and how we did business, so it's hard to. I don't even try to figure that shit out. Period.
You have a really unique perspective in the sense that you know, yourself, Kanye, Jay, you got to see the characteristics that made them go on their journeys, and that's really what I was trying to get at. Is like, what are those?
The difference between Jay and Kanye, and I say it, Jay is about the money, period, and Kanye is about the art and the money. But it's the art, you know what I mean? Like Jay, like Kanye is a real artist. Like Kanye is in different dimensions. Like, you know, he really focuses on that fashion. I never saw Jay do that, ever. Nothing near that. And he really focuses on his creative. Like, he produces his own beats. And then he's about, like, sonically, he's really into how things are. Like I don't even understand what the fuck he's doing when he makes beats. You know what I mean? Like, I know what a beat sounds, but then he does some other shit that makes it, like, where other people respect it. You know, it's an art to what he does. And Kanye obviously has opinions. You know, he's not trying to fit in. So Kanye's whole thing is, I don't give a fuck. You know, he's an artist that likes war. But most artists, I don't know, I think it's like art is something that you will really fight for if you love it. Even if your message is misunderstood.
Like White Lives Matter.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
You don't understand his message there?
No. Kanye, holla at me, bro. Explain that one to me.
I didn't understand that one either. I did try and read after I saw his post, but I still couldn't quite grasp.
I mean, we could stop that one right there. Yeah, so, you know, he addressed the elephant in the room as far as how Jay was moving, as far as how he felt about Jay, even still to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's which is some ill shit because, you know, like, I come in with the same team I've been with 20 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shit, man. Me and one of my best friends go back to elementary school. You know what I'm saying? We still do business together, so it'd be tough, you know, man. It's real tough when you see shit go left like that when, you know what I mean? And I feel Dame, like, because I put the friendship before the money every time, you know what I'm saying? And if I get another chance to do it again, I'm going to do it again, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. So I get what he's saying, you know what I mean? Because I'm an artist at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And he's speaking from an artist standpoint because he feel like he an artist. It ain't about the money, it's about the art, you know what I'm saying? Which is definitely a great, what would you call it? A great message to convey to the youngins coming up after us or under us or whatever, you know what I mean? Fuck with the art, man. Like, chasing the bread is cool. Everybody make it seem like it's supposed to be about a bag. Trust me. Fuck with your art, man, because if you could live life off of making money off something you love, that's where happiness gonna come into play. You know what I mean? Because when you doing the shit that you hate just to pay bills or to get by or have some money in your pocket, ain't no happiness in that, man. You know what I mean? Real shit. I want to get into something else that he had touched on. Let me find it right quick. Let me get to it. Yeah, so here we go. You know, on this part right here, he touched on some therapy and then some ill shit, you know, that I feel like black fathers need to hear. You know what I mean? Let's get into that.
You mentioned at the start of this conversation that you went and had therapy to understand yourself a little bit and to understand your triggers and what was triggering you and where that came from. What age did that happen?
Well, being a child like myself, I was always put in therapy no matter what, but I didn't talk. But as I got older, like when Aaliyah died, I just always was looking at it like I might need a consultant that didn't have a dog in the fight to tell me if my actions were right or wrong, or to give me advice, sort of like a consigliere. But what I understand about therapy is black people don't get it. So the study of therapy doesn't come from our trauma. It comes from other people. So when we finally do get it, it's in the wrong language. So we have to find therapists that actually speak our language, that come from similar traumas, and so they know how to talk to us. So that's why I have a program called Healing is Gangster. Taj, he's also in the commission, is a therapist that's been through everything, if not more. And now he's actually got his doctrine, and he's a therapist, you know what I mean? And that's the person I talk to daily. Like anytime that I'm unsure about how to react to certain things, the times I'm the most unsure is with my children. And that's when I call him. But then, you know, I had to fight to even be able to see my daughters. So I had to go to court-ordered therapy, and I learned a lot there about how to raise my daughters. So the difference between 25-year-old Damon and 50-year-old Damon, 25-year-old Damon would have thought, because I had Boogie, I was a single father. No one ever talks about that. Went to court and got him. But I used to bring him into my environment and thought that was fathering. But with a child, you have to go to your child's environment. And I needed therapy to actually show me that, how much better it is for me to become a 7-year-old than for my 7-year-old to have to become a 50-year-old. You understand what I'm saying? And be in a place that they don't care about. See, the things that you care about as an adult, your kids don't care about. Just think about what you cared about at certain ages. So you'd be like, oh, you know, they don't care. None of my kids care about any famous people. They don't even know them until they get older. They don't care about anything that I have because that's all they know. It's not like a big deal. It's not like a comparison. Like they're not in another, you know, life where they're, you know, some social class below. And then they're like, oh, you know what I mean? It's just what they know. They just want time. And they want you to do what they're doing. And they want you to speak in their language. And that's what I've learned. That's why I've made all of these with my girl, for my son. She's made children's books and syllabuses from the womb to 3 years old, and all this programming on how to interact with your child. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm a way better parent now.
Stop it. I'm gonna stop it right there. He go on to go into some details about, you know, and it be so crazy, right? And I'm gonna show you how this is relevant to the 50 Cent situation too. Like I know a lot of people was online like trying to look at shit funny before Marquise had said that dumb shit. Like, oh, 50 favoring his new son or whatever. But I always say that I'm a good father, I'm not a great father. You know what I mean? I was learning on the job, still am, because I didn't have the great examples that other people might have. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that. So, you know, just learning on the job. But if I was to have another, you know what I mean? Like, you know, give me a brand new baby. Shit, I might be the shit. You know what I'm saying? Might be the perfect father. You know what I mean? Because all this shit is trial and error. You know what I mean? And you know, with experience comes wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So we learn on the job, and then we figure this shit out, and then we, you know what I mean? It's just like that. You know what I mean? So what I was saying was, he go on to talk about, you know, with his latest baby, which I think his son is like 1, if I'm mistaken. But he was saying that the things that he instilled into his lady, she's instilling into the baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they together. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, you know, you telling your baby mother something, or you telling your kid something, and your baby mother jumping in the mix saying you wrong. Or like, you know what I mean? She want to do shit her way. And a lot of times, it like co-parenting be cool, but 2 separate households make it hard. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have her leading and teaching in her house a certain way, and then you leading and teaching in your house a certain way if y'all not on the same page. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, we not on the same page, which is why we not together, because you want some other shit and I'm on some other shit. I said it the same way, so I ain't placing no blame on the mothers or fathers. You know what I'm saying? Just is by a situational standpoint from what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is what it is. But definitely what he said about therapy, you know what I mean, is dope. I definitely want to say this. Therapy is the most dopest shit on earth. We all need to decompress. We all need to talk to somebody. We all need to release. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't learned how to meditate, then you probably feel like me, because I don't know how to fucking meditate, and it just seemed like people that know how to do that get a chance to just release. And that's some dope shit. I don't know how to do it, but I respect it. That's some dope shit. You know what I mean? Let's get into something else. I definitely want to get into this part because he went and dropped some jewels on some shit. So let's get to that.
Let's talk about you.
Yeah.
So it
Mine
sounds
ended
to
in
me
war.
like you went public and got uninspired.
Yeah. Lost control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gave away your control for money.
Yeah.
Why would you give your free? Think about this, right? So when slavery became in America illegal, everyone that had slaves were still lawmakers that used to have slaves. They still were passing laws. So can you imagine this conversation? Yo, what are we going to do now? We don't have slaves. Well, we have to make it where they are slaves, but they don't know it. How do we do that? Well, let's oppress them and let's make them fight each other. So every time one kills, we get one killed, and then one goes to jail. We get 2 for 1. Plus, they all have kids. They have kids. So now they don't have parents. They're disenfranchised. So now the kids do the same exact thing because they have nobody to lead them. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the plan to make us think we're winning when we're losing. But what we really do is we give away our freedom. So what happens is you commit a crime, you hurt your brother, and now legally you're in chains. You're put in a cage and you're working for slave wages. And now, instead of slave master or master, it's warden or CO, or at least that's what we call them in the States. I don't know what they call, it's called a correction officer, CO, or warden, whoever runs the jail. It's a plan. So they always trick us into giving away our freedom by dangling a bag.
The bag, though, can sometimes be very big.
But the bag doesn't mean, it's man-made. Money is man-made. The value of money is made based on what a man says. But real currency is love, and that's God-made.
Stop it. I'm going to stop it right there. I want to say it was like my very first episode of the podcast. I know I'm just blogging right now from the crib, but on my very first episode of the podcast, I want to say that I'll ask the question of why is niggas and bitches so hell bent on getting street money that can ultimately leave you or lead you to prison or to your grave, but they frown and look down upon somebody working a 9-to-5, like working a job. The shit is crazy to me, right? Like, it don't make sense that you look down on somebody getting $20, $30 an hour working his job, but you comfortable with going to jail to work for 60 cents an hour. I haven't read the Constitution, and I promise y'all I'm going to read it tonight just because I'm having this conversation. But from what I heard, I don't know if it's the Constitution or something else. And if I'm wrong, you can get down in the comments and let me know where this information is at. But it's law that anybody that's working, getting paid under minimum wage is to be considered slavery, and slavery is illegal. The only place you could get paid under minimum wage is prison, and it's legal. So we have to agree when they say it's modern day slavery. This is just common fucking sense, man. This is not opinion based. This ain't me being pessimistic or optimistic. Man, fuck out of here. This is the facts. This is what it is. You dig? But niggas be okay with that. I watch mad niggas be like, man, fuck that. I ain't getting no job. Nigga gonna stay outside. And a lot of these niggas go to jail every few months. Until they go do their prison time or whatever. You know what I mean? You cop out, take this shit because you got 6 cases pending or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you content with working for 60 fucking cents an hour. That's weird to me, man. And if this is the culture and common sense is going to be uncommon within the culture, I don't want no parts of this shit. And I'm always speak out against that. And I'm a street nigga. Do not get it confused. Real hustler background. Facts. But, nah. I'm not going to work for 60 cents an hour before I get up to go get a fucking job, nigga. You must be out your fucking mind. Why the fuck would I do that? What hustlers even think and move like that? You go where the fuck the money at. All right, man. I'm gonna take it home with Dame on this next one, and it's gonna what's that word? Segue me into this Charlamagne shit. So yeah, let's do that. You heard?
Never know what someone when you're not looking, bro. People are different. You know, when you're a person that's cutting the checks, it's hard to trust people because they're just showing you what they have to show you to get the money. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You know, I was saying this, being in Florida, you understand real racism. Like, motherfuckers is racist out there. You know what I mean? Like, broke motherfuckers, too. The crazy shit about, like, racism is, like, being a wealthy or what could appear to be a wealthy black man with a staff, and you might get someone from another culture, and they'll be like, but you still not white. No matter how much money you got, I don't want to be white. You know what I'm saying? But they still have that chip. Like, but it's that one thing that it's like, I'm not trying to be that. You think that's what it is. I don't. You feel what I'm saying? But what I understood is I've never had to feel racism because I'm always the person that's hiring and firing people. A racist is never going to act like a racist in front of me. He'll get fired or worse. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a person that's not in that position, you have to deal with racism. Imagine someone that's racist, your boss. And that's a lot of people. So the only way to really combat racism is economic empowerment. You have to either own the bricks, you have to be the boss. And then you select the people that you want around you. And if they want to be racist, they better internalize that and go get some therapy because a black man's telling you what to do.
On that point,
let me stop that right there, right? Because he went into ownership. So on my last joint about Kanye, and I called Charlamagne, Joe Budden, and Nori suckers. said what I said, and I stand on that. You know what I mean? Fan of all of them. Don't mean I'm gonna stop fucking with your shit, but you a fucking sucker. In this situation, you did some sucker shit. You know what I mean? And it was so real because what Kanye was saying and was alluding to, and this is what I spoke about in the last one, about who's giving niggas these slave deals, who's robbing motherfuckers, doing, like, it is what it is, bro. That's what he was talking about. And again, I didn't hear him say nothing anti-Semitic. If he did, I missed it. I remember him saying what he was saying they're going to say is anti-Semitic, so fuck it, let's go. All right, well, I'm about to go anti-Semitic on them. Let's go then. But then he just kind of spoke on and just a little bit touched on a little bit of the motherfuckers that's signing rappers, actors, actresses, entertainment shit. You know what I mean? The industry. I didn't see him say anything about motherfuckers' faith, motherfuckers' race. I didn't see him talk about wanting to bring harm to anybody, physical harm or financial harm. Me personally, I didn't see that. So to see Charlamagne get on the radio and totally go against him crazy. Oh, he need to be sued. Yeah, da-da-da-da. Yeah, oh yeah, they're supposed to step away from home. Fuck home. Like, pretty much you saying fuck home, right? I said, damn. I watched him talk about P. Diddy doing numerous fucked up deals with people that say he was robbing them and raping them when they published. And just recently, Diddy and Mace just got into it again. And Charlamagne was going, but he ain't say cancel Diddy. Not yet. Never has. But he's spoken up about how they say Diddy do fucked up deals. He even said it to Diddy's face. But he laugh and joke and kiss ass with these Jewish people. And I remember him saying something about some Jewish people, but I can't remember where I heard it from. So I couldn't pull it up at the time. But oh, good old internet. You motherfuckers never let me down. The internet be interneting, you heard? Yeah, and it popped up. So I'm going to play some shit. And this is Charlamagne talking they said it was like a decade ago. But still, this is Charlamagne when he was, Breakfast Club, you popping, all that. Saying the same shit that Kanye said about the Jews. Saying the same shit. But you gonna try to play dumb now. All right. It got you, brother. Don't even worry about it. Definitely got you, brother. But you know what? No. We're going to do Charlamagne first. And then I'm going to actually go to this Jewish guy that spoke out. But let's do Charlamagne first. Because this white Jewish dude did say some shit. And I said, oh, okay, I could dig it. But let's do Charlamagne first. Hold on.
That was his viewpoint back then. People change, people grow.
Lost in your project? Find unlimited creative solutions with Envato Elements.
Well, black people, we don't have no people.
And I'm about to play that audio right now. Check out this clip from Charlamagne The God.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into the Charlamagne shit.
Black people, we don't have no power. No matter what we do, we can all click up. We don't have no organization that holds any weight. NAACP don't hold no weight. We don't have no organization that holds no weight. You can't speak bad about a Jewish person because they have organizations and they're a close-knit group of people in power who will bring you down. Same thing with gays. You can't say nothing bad about gays because they move as a unit. Black people don't have that. I'll be honest with you, I don't even feel comfortable talking about this. I'm sweating right now. Listen, there's certain things I don't like to talk about, and I love Jewish people.
This is a real B&H customer story. Steph Mandis came to B&H to take her photography to the next level. She's an artist.
But they're powerful. I don't want them to misconstrue anything I'm saying or take anything I'm saying the wrong way. So I would much rather not even have this conversation. I have a lot of great Jewish people in my corner. I have a Jewish conglomerate. Yeah, absolutely. You know why there's not a lot of Jewish rappers? Because there's Jewish owners and Jewish CEOs. They run these labels. They're the
You know why there's not a lot of Jewish rappers? Because they're owners, they're CEOs. They run the labels. That's why. I got a whole conglomerate of Jewish people with me. Two things, man. You remember when Biden looked Charlamagne in the face, knowing that all the black people was watching and he was trying to get our votes and all that? And he looked at Charlamagne and said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And Charlamagne ain't say shit. He laughed, giggled. Like, when you know him to let some shit like that slide, like, that don't seem weird to y'all? Or when they got bigger on the Breakfast Club, all of a sudden, him and Envy doing all these gay jokes and joking with each other on some gay shit, flirting with each other on some gay shit, like pandering to gay people, pandering to Jewish people. But anytime it's some fuck shit to say to some other niggas, they ain't got no fucking problem shooting off at the mouth. Niggas is fucking clowns, man. Fucking clowns. For that. Niggas need to come back home, man. Come on back home, bro. You niggas is tripping. Y'all can still be who y'all are. Y'all can still have your... You don't have to do all that, man. Or we could just stand on two different sides of the fence, which I think I might just have to do. Fuck all that being a fan of nigga shit. Like, that shit get corny and exhausting after a while when niggas just keep doing goofy shit, man. Niggas is fucking goofy, man. Both you niggas. Goofy. The realest nigga on the show is Angela. The fuck is wrong with you niggas, man? I want to get into this other shit, man. And I'm going to close it out with this white Jewish guy that said some shit, you know what I mean? That I felt was kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into that.
What are you doing today to change your mood? Me? 30 minutes ago? I've taken this cannabis.
Leave a comment in the comment.
Hopefully this is my last. I hope. Hopefully this is my last statement on Kanye and anti-Semitism, but I feel like it won't be. But this is what I wrote. Jews are 2.4% of the population, but 35% of the Forbes 400. African Americans are 13.6% of the population, but only 0.5% of the Forbes 400. Instead of listening to the wealthiest and most outspoken black man in the media about the issues he has with potentially racist and stultifying Jews in the industry, which is what going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people translates to in Ebonics, he is completely excoriated. 92% of U.S. Jews identify as white. Israel is known to suffer from intense racial discrimination against its Arab, Mizrahi, and Ethiopian communities. To destroy the life of a black man who says he's going to speak up about the oppression African Americans face from white capitalist owners is insanely racist and problematic. I wish Abraham Joshua Heschel was alive today to deal with this. What I think he would do is meet with Kanye and allow him to air his grievances and acknowledge the problematic power imbalance between Jews and African Americans in media and American society. He would encourage Jews and their allies to take what Kanye says to heart and to see this as a renewed call to anti-racism in all of our society, to support African Americans in their quest to have a seat at the table, and for Jewish people to help African Americans get there. Remember, Jewish Americans have an average net worth of $150,890, and African Americans have an average net worth of $24,000. Beating on Kanye for talking about that only reveals your racism. Have a nice day.
With that being said, the Jews that's cool or that's in the industry that deal with black people and do business with black people claim that we fight in the same fight, that we close knit to each other, right? Especially hip hop. Hip hop brung us all together, and they've done business with black people on some hip hop shit, i.e., being the label owners and all that, and giving motherfuckers a shot. And now the culture done grown to be the biggest genre of music. So who is the fuck to say how much money you motherfuckers done even made? And when I say motherfuckers, I don't mean it in a fucked up way. I'm just saying you motherfuckers need to fucking listen. If what y'all say is true and we in the same fight together, y'all need to start acting like it. Y'all need to move like that. If y'all do something wrong and somebody black speak out and say, yo, nah, them deals they doing ain't right, bro, boom, boom, boom. It is what it is. That don't mean I'm anti-Semitic. The same way we sit back and talk about black on black crime and all the wrong shit that black people do, that don't mean you anti-black. Because you motherfuckers been doing that forever. What are we talking about here? At what fucking point, and if y'all keep playing, it will go to some other shit. Believe that. But we the most forgiving, loving fucking cultural group of people ever. White people don't want black people to be on an even playing field or to get what they're owed because they think that we're going to want revenge. The truth is, black people, we never even talk about getting revenge on white people. We just don't. We are the most forgiving group on fucking earth. And do I agree with it? No. Fuck no. But it is what it is. And I fall in line with my people. So I don't look at it like that. I roll with what we on. And it's not something that I feel that's wrong that I got to turn my back on my people and go rogue. Nah. And I do believe if we get these old fucks out of power, see, the younger white people grew up with us. The older white people was separated. They were segregated from us. You know what I'm saying? So this is why when we see a George Floyd getting nailed, white cop kneeling on his neck with his fucking knee killing him, a white person looking and saying, what the fuck? My boy George lived down the street. I play ball with this nigga every day. He come over here, eat. I go to his house, eat. I like, they see us and George Floyd getting killed. You feel me? for years. Like, think about Rodney King getting beat by them police on camera. White America wasn't even moved because at this time you wasn't close to no fucking black people. These days when I go to high school basketball games and shit, man, it's all like curly head, light skinned kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell they mix. You know what I mean? Which is cool. You know what I mean? That's some dope shit, but the world is changing. America is changing. And I think if we get some new blood in there, we could have some change, because they didn't grow up really living in that era of Jim Crow or, slavery and shit. You know what I mean? Their parents might have been teaching it to them, and if they feel like being like that or feeling like that, it's their right to choose so. Because listen, if you racist, that's okay. Just let me know. And we can handle it how we handle it. And we won't fuck with each other or whatever. It's the motherfuckers that be lying about being racist. And you elect them and put them in power. And then they do racist shit. They say racist shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect that. So in closing, I'm just saying to the Jewish community, I see what y'all doing to Kyrie Irving right now. And tomorrow, I'm going to blog on that. But for right now, y'all got some fucking nerve, man. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel so you get your notifications. That way you don't get caught slipping.